so first play we're going to look at, 2nd and 2, one of the Patriots' first offensive plays.
I didn't expect to see so little of TreVeyon Henderson, so he ended the game.
So that's where I was going to go next. I was going to ask you, is this matchup specific, or did he play himself off the depth chart here? Because again, I think unofficially 9 total snaps, but also a couple in garbage time. I mean, when I texted you, Taylor, I hadn't seen him. That was in the third quarter, and it was 4. He got back in, got his second carry of the game. But, I mean, it was over there. So, again, good job by the running backs. But what are not in doghouse land, but are we in this kid's just not ready yet, portion of what's going on?
Maybe. I don't know. This was random. It wasn't like he did anything so badly last week that there was the glitch, obviously, where he goes out, supposed to block the end, but Chase Young drops into coverage and he doesn't really respond or ad-lib and kind of make himself available. So, again, this is going to have to be a tail of the tape thing to see how exactly he was used. My guess would be the pass protection. Maybe this was just a week where they really didn't want to test it. But, yeah, this was very bizarre to see so little of TreVeyon Henderson, considering he was pretty firmly RB2 the past couple weeks.
Just finishing the conversation we were having with Taylor and Mike a minute ago, were you surprised TreVeyon Henderson got completely shut out of the game plan here? I'm not in the sense that I don't think we've seen anything from him that merits more playing time, but this felt like almost like capitulation. Like kid's not doing what we want right now. Let's just not use him at all. Let's not pretend anymore until he can figure it out.
Yeah. So speaking of Prize Picks, one of my selections was this sort of being the TreVeyon Henderson breakout game with, I think I picked him more than 55 yards receiving and running. I thought we might see him, pop one in this game. And he was the only one that prevented me from cashing in. My other 3 picks, Harold Landry, sack, a booty, like over 35 receiving yards. And there was one more that I had, but all I needed was the Henderson. So I'm a little bit bitter towards Josh McDaniels, right now. But I will say, so I'm just looking at PFF. TreVeyon Henderson played 9 snaps.
9 snaps.
5. So basically it was distributed 5. He was in passing. He pass blocked once, which was not good, by the way. He again allowed pressure against Drake May. From what I remember, got an initial good block, but just couldn't sustain the block. And I don't know if May got hit, but he certainly got hurried on the play. 2 rushes, and he blocked once in the running game, probably like an end-around situation. So to him, first of all, I am surprised. Like I said, I thought this might be the Henderson breakout game. I thought the Patriots, especially considering I thought they would win this game comfortably, and they ended up doing it after a while, even though it was a little uncomfortable for much of this game, at least the first half. I thought that they would use the opportunity in, say, the fourth quarter to get him some work, maybe get him into a rhythm, that sort of thing. And that did not happen. I was shocked they're putting Terrell Jennings out there instead of TreVeyon Henderson. Just from watching the film and somewhat knowing how these guys operate. And again, this would be, a lot of people are going to want to put this on Josh McDaniels. I would say certainly Mike Vrabel is the final call in terms of playing time. He might be saying, like, I can't trust that guy to pass protect. We're not doing that with Drake May. Tony Dews, the running back coach, also has a say in this as far as how the playing time is distributed. But I would just say that my opinion is that they are saying, and I defer to what the coaches do. They see the practices. They see a lot more than we do. There is always a reason why a player does or does not play. And what it tells me is the coaches do not have confidence in TreVeyon Henderson in a variety of ways right now, and they're not comfortable putting him on the field. And that's not going to change until they see it on the practice field, that he makes the most of his opportunities against the Titans, which I didn't think he did. I thought he also ran into blockers. By the way, PFF on their initial in-game grading, TreVeyon Henderson is the lowest rated player on
The
the
lowest,
Patriots offense.
the entire offense.
Yep,
And I
at
will
the
say,
moment.
and again, I don't want to make this a referendum on the Patriots drafting, but the second lowest player is Kyle Williams on PFF's initial grading here, which again, the one opportunity we saw Drake May try to throw to him, he sailed his only incompletion in the first half over his head, because he was as covered can possibly be. So you're not seeing anything, despite reports out of Foxboro that he's doing a lot of good things really behind the scenes. It's just he's not getting the ball. I don't know, Greg. I kind of feel like if he was wide open on the snaps that he was there, that May would find him. So I'm not going to freak out yet.
Yeah, but I will say
these are two guys that could have brought an explosive element to the offense, even in splashes. And right now you're got zero out of them through
I
7
know,
games.
I know. And a lot of people will, make this point.
We're impatient.
Why did you draft him that high? And what, like, you just have to have patience with young players. They all hit at a different rate in terms of, when they hit the ground running. Some are great right off the bat. I would use the example of, if you think TreVeyon Henderson is struggling and you use a second round pick, how do you feel the Raiders feel with Ashton Genty at this point, who the times that I've seen him this year, he runs into the backs of a lot of blockers and is really, really struggling to find holes, to get into a rhythm, to understand the speed of the pro game. And I'm all of a sudden, am I going to say, I'm sure some people will, am I going to say that Ashton Genty is a bust after 7 weeks? No, because he could be a beast down the stretch. Right now, for whatever reason, TreVeyon Henderson is struggling. And Kyle Williams is as well a little bit, even though I thought he was coming on, even though he wasn't getting the ball, the receptions, he was getting closer, he was getting open. But I understand the impatience. I understand you want people to hit. Really, if you look at it, second round, third round, first round guys, you're expecting them to contribute immediately as an NFL starter. Second round, you expect them to contribute eventually at some point, hopefully become a starter within the first year or two. And then third round, you're expecting them to carve out a role and sometime in the next couple of years, possibly develop into a starter. So I don't think in general where they are right now it's not a huge disappointment to me. I know it is to some of the fans. I would just be patient because these young kids, they can hit in a moment's notice. I mean, look at what we did look at Drake May from where he was from week 1 to week 7.